Welcome back. Now the Premier League restarts on the 14th of August. The country's leading clubs made huge combined losses last year against the backdrop of the pandemic, but the return of crowds means that hopes are high for the coming season, and it's particularly exciting for newly promoted clubs. Well, one of those is Brentford. The West London club's had an extraordinary rise in recent years, and it will play its first Premier League game in its shiny new stadium against Arsenal. Joining me now, I'm very pleased to say, is Clifford Crown, the chairman of Brentford. Clifford, many congratulations on promotion. We got the fixtures out yesterday. Which was the one that you first looked for?
Thanks, Ian. Well, as someone who grew up as an Arsenal fan, Arsenal was the first fixture I looked for, and I didn't have long to look because it was the first game of the season at our new stadium. We're absolutely delighted to be hosting them.
Now, of course, Brentford is well known for buying clubs and then selling them on at a profit. Is that going to be harder now that the clubs that sell to you know that you're going to be on a Premier League budget?
I think it might be slightly more challenging, but we won't change our philosophy. We won't change the way in which we go about our business. We'll still be looking for those jewels, those diamonds in the rough that we can pick from clubs and help develop and improve them and help us remain in the Premier League.
But it is going to be a challenge for you. I mean, Brentford has become known for a very prudent approach generally under your chairmanship. I mean, you are going to have some supporters that will want you to spend big and go for broke trying to remain in the top flight.
Yes, indeed. But other clubs have tried that and it didn't quite work. So we won't be going down that route. The way in which we operate the club has proved reasonably successful over the last few years, and we see no reason to change it.
Now, you obviously oversaw the move to the new stadium that opened last season. How transformative is that for Brentford's finances?
Well, it was going to be transformative even before we managed to get promoted to the Premier League. But now that we're in the Premier League, it improves our ability to make money from the stadium tremendously, because we would expect to fill the stadium every single week, and we will be able to do better deals as a result of the global reach that the Premier League provides for us as a football club.
Are you looking to sell the naming rights to the stadium?
It's an option that we have looked at and continue to look at. There has been some interest, but we've not yet done any deal.
So it will remain the Brentford Community Stadium for the time being then?
Certainly.
There were reports a couple of years ago that a couple of investors had approached the club about taking a stake, perhaps including someone from China. Have there been any offers like that recently?
Nothing recently, Ian. As a club that has been growing, developing and building our brand, you would naturally expect people to make approaches and show interest in acquiring the club, but there is nothing ongoing and we have no plans to take that opportunity further at this time.
Yeah, to be absolutely clear, the club is not looking for new investors. You're quite happy with the way you're set up?
Absolutely. We have virtually no debt, and therefore there is no reason for us to be looking at that option.
What do you think is going to surprise most away supporters when they come to Brentford next season, particularly those who've been in the top flight a long time and might not be familiar with Brentford?
Well, they'll see a stadium that's perhaps more akin to what they're used to in the Premier League. Those that have had the privilege of visiting Griffin Park over the years will obviously see the biggest difference, because we've gone from a stadium that was 116 years old to one that is brand new. And so the facilities are fabulous and, of course, befitting of a Premier League football club.
All right, well, I should probably tell the viewers, Clifford, I've known you for a number of years. You've got an absolutely fantastic setup at Brentford, and it really couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of people. So best of luck. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. All the best.